I walked into the CVS the other day, and this guy walked in brazenly confident without a mask, and I was watching him like a hawk, and I was like, "Is this my viral moment? Do I get to film this man and then act like a social justice warrior? Do I get to jerk myself off when I get home?"
Oh, dude, this is it. This is
That's it.
fucking it.
That's it. And that's done. And we're done.
And
now we can be professional.
Oh,
that's
this is gonna be
it.
great. This is gonna be a great show, guys.
You sound like Barry White in my fucking
man,
mic right now. God damn.
I had to bring all the rasp out for this
My
one.
dick is hard. My dick is hard.
This is a legend right here, man. Fucking Ryan O'Shea himself, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Because this is
Anytime, brother.
This is something that need to happen, dude. I want you to have a podcast. I want to hear your voice every day.
I sound like a Muppet, but I'll do it. I mean, if someone wants to sponsor me,
dude,
shit.
They should. They fucking should, man. They fucking should. How have you been, man? What's up? How's this COVID shit treating you?
COVID's been good, man. So just to give you a background on me, I am Ryan O'Shea. I've known Dom Jackson since we were kids. I know this is a fitness podcast, so
no, it's not fitness anymore. It's just now it's just a lifestyle podcast.
Hey,
so
Dom, shut up because I wanted to bring up my BMI. So my BMI, guys, this is, and I just want to show my qualifications for the podcast here. And I have been boxing. I only do workouts that involve violence. I just wanted to bring up my BMI is right now sitting pretty at a 24.8, a creamy 24.8. I'm within my mass index for my height. I am 6'6". I still register as human. That's a human height. I'm flirting with freak. I'm about 2 inches away from freak.
Oh, thank you.
But I can still go into a Kohl's and I can still buy shoe sizes. I'm 13.5. It's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It is fucking normal, man.
I'm within my bracket.
He is. In the bracket, 6 foot all, 13.5. Not even a question, baby. Not even a fucking question.
I'm a full unit.
Oh, my gosh. Full unit. Here to take all the fitness gains, man. Showing you guys what's good.
Absolutely.
Motherfucking Ryan O'Shea, man.
Absolutely.
Just boys for so long, man. Oh, man. I'm so glad to have you on here.
Absolutely. Let me get into how COVID's treating me.
Yeah, let me hear this.
So I work in the healthcare technology field. I do a little bit of comedy on the side. I like to appear on podcasts. I've done stand-up. I'm looking to get back into stand-up, but China. So I am getting into a little bit, working on my material again. I'm going to have a set prepared. Hopefully I could get on stage within the next month or so. Right now I'm working in healthcare technology. I work in a job where I don't know what I do. I keep getting promotions. I'm not clear on the current job I'm working on, but they keep telling me I'm doing a great job. I make way more money than I deserve to make. I graduated high school with a 1.4 GPA. I'm half retarded. I probably shouldn't be in the field I'm in, but I am in the field I am. I am moving to Raleigh, North Carolina in 3 months. COVID has actually been great. They're shutting down my Marlton office. So just to give you a little background here, I work for a company that has 4 offices. One is in the financial district of Boston, Massachusetts. That's where they filmed The Departed. Shout out to Mark Wahlberg. Second one is Manhattan. That's where they filmed Wolf of Wall Street. Shout out to Leonardo DiCaprio. And then my third office is in Palm Beach Gardens. That's where Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficked children. Shout out to Jeffrey Epstein. Third office. Fourth office, Marlton, New Jersey. So one of these doesn't belong. Guess where your boy's at? He's not on Epstein's sex island. He's in Marlton, New Jersey.
Oh, thank you.
So they're shutting down that Marlton office, man. I'm going away to they're shutting down my office. I'm going fully remote. Please gather yourself. Be a professional.
I'm trying to. I'm really trying to, man. I just knew I was gonna laugh this entire show. I'm trying.
Whatever,
I'm literally
man.
trying to talk right now, but you always take it to the next level, and I'm waiting for it. This is what
I
I
gotta
needed.
go in hot. I gotta go in
This is the
hot.
podcast that I needed because I can't even talk.
Yeah.
I can't even talk.
Please don't tell my ex-wife that I did this podcast. She will take away weekends. So
Oh my god.
So they're shutting down my Marlton office. COVID's been great. It's killed a lot of people, and that's a shame. But hey, your boy gets to see his niece and nephew grow up in Raleigh, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome. That is fucking awesome.
I just got back from Raleigh too. I don't want to talk too much. I want to let you.
What inspired the trip over there?
So my whole family, I'm from New York, man. I'm Irish Italian. I'm from New York. Yep. I got about 40 City, cousins. Baby. My ethnicity is that of a Martin Scorsese film, you know. Irish Italian. You ever seen Gangs of New York? That's loosely based on my life. So I come from a very large family, Irish Italian. Most of them flew south. A lot of them live in North Carolina. And I got to be honest, man, I've been living in Jersey, Philly, New York area my whole life. So when I realized I really needed to get out there is I went down to Raleigh a couple weeks ago, right? And I call in a reservation to a restaurant. And this is how it goes in my head, right? Call in a reservation. Hey, are you guys taking reservations? Yeah, we're taking reservations. Okay, I need 6. Okay, bye. That's how it goes in my head. I hang up the phone. Simple. Guess what? I was a prick. So I got on the phone. I get off the phone, and my cousin goes, "Hey, Ryan, you were a dick on the phone back there." And I go, "What'd I even say? I had an objective, and I wanted to get that objective done." Mm-hmm. Now, when you're from the Northeast, you have a chip on your shoulder. I don't know if you ever heard about this, but there was a study done on Philadelphia that it had the ugliest and meanest girls. So we're on 2 tiers here. We're on ugliest. I don't know how they're measuring this, if they're using like the golden ratio or something. I don't know if they're taking like side by sides of Gigi Hadid next to like every fucking broad on South Street. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how it's measured. And then you got the meanest. So I don't know if they're putting it in a pool like how likely or what's your similarities to Ellen DeGeneres, you know? How mean are you?
The mean thing is that may not be too far off. They're spicy over there, bro.
They're pieces of shit. I'm going to be honest. They're pieces of shit. So I was like, listen, I'm wired fucking tight, you know? I feel like I'm always on guard, you know? Dom grew up with me, you know, we're always on edge, you know. To just give you a little background on Dom.
Yeah, for real.
It's in his blood.
It is.
So nicest family I've ever met, by the way. Dom
Thank
Jackson's
you,
family. They gave me the pleasure of giving a speech at his graduation. Not good decision making on your family's part. They're not geniuses, but I was very appreciative of it.
Oh man. Oh, dude.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of what I've been doing, man. I've been just trying to, you know, man, center myself. You know, I've been trying to do meditation, but at the same time doing boxing. You know, I've been working out more. I've been trying not to have like the twig build that I've been having for a while.
It's an iconic build, though, man. You know,
it's iconic. It's
for God is here. It's for God is here, man.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ecstatic, bro. So in 3 months, you're moving to North Carolina, like.
Yep.
Oh, dude. I think that my favorite story of us is like us prom weekend going to that, being in our 301 fucking shore house, and I just remember you just like eating a match. And I think that was like one of the most legendary things I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'll tell you what. Do I have a match here? No, I don't have a match.
Like I saw that and I was just like, yo, this like I can't even process anything else right now. Like I knew you were a legend. Then I was just like, you just ate a match. It was like 6 o'clock, I think. Like I don't think it was even nighttime.
Well, I mean, I mean, that's alcoholism, Dom. So when I woke up, it's on a joking manner, but we can make a bit of it. So,
Wait.
yeah, I killed my grandfather. But anyway, so I would wake up. So me and Dom essentially lived in a commune for 17-year-olds in a short house in Wildwood. We had this
We
kid.
were also 17 at the moment.
17.
We were also 17. Just we gotta say that these days. We gotta make sure.
Lost boys.
Just said.
Oh yeah, you can't try us in any court of law. I mean, we're way past going to juvie at this point. I could go in the death chair. I could go in the fucking, you can fry me. You can fry me. So you can't begrudge me. So we used to have this kid that lived next door to us. We lived in Wildwood. Wildwood is the best way I could describe it as a Camden on the ocean front. That's the best way to describe Ralph.
We also got to describe Camden, though, because not everyone here is from
Camden. Yeah. A lot of Cali people. So Camden's basically like Iraq. You ever been to Iraq? Where, like, wars happening?
With the police reform thing that they're putting out on social media, they said the new Camden's not the old Camden.
I'll tell you what, man. One thing about Camden, and hold on, I know we're gonna have a little goofball time here, and we're gonna do a little jokey joke, but I do want to say something on the real. Camden has come such a far way from me buying nickel bags at the Chinese store. It's come a far way from that. When I was 17 years old, my balls barely dropped. I'm shaking in my boots, buying a dime bag from a man named Raekwon and not the rapper. So it's come a long way. You got to give it up to Camden. You got to give it up. He wasn't a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. He sold drugs and shot people. But anyways, so Camden's come a very long way. One thing about Camden with the whole police reform, Philly dealt with it real shittily. Philly was shooting tear gas at the citizens. When you come to this whole Black Lives Matter thing, you come to the whole, police reform and police brutality. This is bare minimum stuff here. This is Black Lives Matter. We're talking matter. We're talking matter. Does it matter? Oh, it doesn't even matter? Oh, I just don't want to die, though. That's all I want. I just don't want to die. So we're working on that as the reform. That's the base thing. Hey, can we just matter? Just matter. And now in Camden, what the police did, and they were smart about this because Camden had a whole reform on the police department in the last 10 years. Like I said, nickel bags dying. The nickel bags, Raekwon. I'm not going to name his last name. I could get legal trouble. So fucking Camden's police department marched with the people. And
wow.
I think that's what we're looking. Well, I don't want to say we be, I'm trying to be an ally or whatever. I don't want to get into fucking social politics here, I think black people should stop getting shot by the police. That's my political stance. Done.
Same here.
Done. So what Camden did was a very special thing because it took away this divide between the police and the people, right? It took this thing where it was like, you know what, there is this natural distrust. Black people are disproportionately treated worse by the police than white people are. And what the police did in Camden is they said, well, we're going to march with you. We want to be held accountable. What's the police's job? Protect and serve, right? Perfect fucking world. That's their job.
Exactly.
So Camden, shout out to Camden.
Shout out to Camden.
Shout out to Wildwood.
We didn't finish the Wildwood story.
I do want to finish the Wildwood story because it's going to go in the absolute opposite direction because it involves a stabbing. It involves a stabbing.
It does. That was a wild weekend for us to be out there, bro. I never even told my mom this shit like that happened that same week. I was like, she's not knowing about this. She'll never let me go there again.
You wouldn't even be in San Diego right now if your mom knew about that.
Oh, man.
So we used to have this neighbor in Wildwood, right? When we lived in the farmhouse, me, Dom, Sean Glenn, he was on the podcast before. Ozzy was in it.
Hashlin was on there.
Hashlin was also in it. A lot of people that have been on the pod were in that podcast. So we were just in this, like, it was 301 East Magnolia. That was the address. You can Google it. I don't give a fuck. Whoever lives there is a degenerate, honestly, at this point. Google Maps the house. I don't give a shit. So there was this guy that lived next door to us, and all he would do, he would sit on his stoop like he was glued, like Hey Arnold. We called him Stoop Kid. Stoop Kid. You remember. So he would sit on his stoop and he would smoke a blunt after blunt. I swear, he was lighting the ends of the blunts on the other blunts. And he would sit there. We would walk by him. We'd give him a nod. We'd call him Stoop Kid to his face. Disrespectful. I need to get out of New Jersey because of that. And we would say that to his face. And then he would just give us a nod. We'd take a hit of the blunt maybe, or I would take a hit of the blunt. I would never incriminate Dom Jackson. But I would take a hit of the blunt. I walk over.
I live in Cali.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, whatever. So I take a hit of the blunt. I walk over and we move on. So we're staying there for a while. We get news that this kid was fucking stabbed.
That was fucking nuts.
Stabbed. He was violently stabbed. We were partying next door. We didn't even fucking hear it. Violently stabbed. And then the next day somebody wakes up and tells me, and they're like, yo, Stoop Kid got stabbed. And this was our lives for a week.
It was, bro. That was fucking nuts.
Imagine 17-year-old kids, man, with their fucking lives. That's gang shit on gang.
A whole lot of gang shit, man. Fucking. That was a great fucking time, though, man. Like, oh my gosh, dude. So many fucking memories of us doing just debauchery,
Yeah.
Holy shit. When I was talking with Sean earlier, we were talking about like how much we've changed. Well, we're still the same, but like the degeneracy of who we used to be versus who we are now is just so funny.
Yeah.
Me and Sean were here talking about like spirituality and fucking meditation and like your chi. And it's like, it's us now, but like us at 17, who the fuck are these fucking little boys? Like,
yeah, I'm still not at that. I'm still not at, I don't fucking, what do I know about chi? I think there's a purpose to all this. That's where I'm at. I'm not quite at the God thing. I was raised Catholic. My dad told me that if I wound up gay, he would hang himself, and I was 6. So that's my relationship with God. So I'm not quite ready to do the God thing yet. I'm at the point where, like, I believe that people meet certain people for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I look at you, Dom, and I'm like, this is a guy that's meant to be in my life. This is a guy that tangibly uplifts me. What are the odds of that? One thing that I do want to tell the audience here, man, is me and Dom are both from New York. We're both from New York. I was born in Queens. I grew up in Long Island. Dom is a Bronx guy, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep, Parkchester,
absolutely. Shouts out, swoohoo. So Dom that was not the right colloquialism, was it? I shouted out a set in Compton back there, didn't I? All right. No disrespect, Kendrick Lamar. All right.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, this is the best. This is the best thing on the internet right now, man.
So me and Dom, we both came from New York, man. We moved here around the same time. Dom actually moved here a little later than me. What were you, like, in middle school, right?
Mm-hmm. 8th grade.
This is two, like, Titanic fucking, like, Irish American, like, fucking soul ass black family, like, just coming to collide. It was gangs in New York. When I said gangs in New York was based on my life, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio fighting with the black people with Dom on the side, like, marching against fucking whoever the butcher was in that family, in that movie. Like, fucking that was it, bro. And I do believe that people were meant to meet each other in certain points in their life. That's the extent of my spirituality. And I smoke pot, and that's about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a little pot never hurt anyone. I mean,
no, it's all right.
Oh, I smoke too, so like I don't know, like I've never actually said it online, but like. I don't do it enough that like
your image.
Yeah, like I don't do it enough to like. I feel like, you know what I mean. I'm not like enough to be like an avid smoker to talk about it, but like I do too. But also, like I don't want my image to be like he doesn't smoke either. I don't want to be like the fucking God boy either, though. There's still a degenerate heart in here. That's why like I like these podcasts so much, because like when I'm talking to someone new, I'm not gonna be like, hey, remember I used to smoke pot when I was 17. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And I mean,
But
I probably smoked pot with you like maybe one time. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't do it. I didn't do it that much.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I don't want to be like the claimant, like, yo, Dom's the pot guy. But then also like I don't want to be like, oh, Dom's so angelic, the trainer doesn't smoke anything, because like it's
Yeah.
gonna come out no matter what. So like it's just
Yeah.
better to be like, it is what it is. Like this is the real Dom right here too,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But dude, that's why I wanted, like, when having you on right now is just like such a good person to have one, because like this like the energy of just like my young just fuckery of just like, oh man, this is just this shit to talk about.
I'm the devil on your shoulder. Let's
I mean, kind of you are.
Every time a protagonist has to make a major life decision, you know, in like the Emperor's New Groove, whenever like Crunk had to make a fucking decision, you know, he'd have little Angel Crunk on his shoulder, and then he'd have Devil Crunk, and then Devil Crunk would say some foul shit, which is me. You know, I told the story about going to Camden to buy drugs, so I'm Devil Crunk. I'm Devil Crunk after that. You know, I talked about a kid getting stabbed. I'm established as Devil Crunk. And then you got Angel Crunk, and then Devil Crunk starts saying some shit, and then even then, Angel Crunk will be like, you know what, Devil Crunk, he's got a little point. He's got a little point. We're always down for a little slap and tickle. That's what Devil Crunk is, right?
We always are.
Fun times, goofy goofs.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, I literally had no agenda for this podcast besides what was going to come out your mouth, because it was going to be gold.
I know. I didn't want to talk too much because I kind of want to like let you take the lead because it is your podcast. I just want to show
it is, but like you're one of the few people on the earth. I'm like, dude, like, what is he going to say next? Like, I just want you to do, like, I want you to have a podcast. I want you to do stand up, because like I'm already one of your biggest fans as far as like you just as a being. Like, it's just so next level that I'm just like, dude, fucking just whatever you want to do. Like, I'm already in the fan club. I'm already in the fucking fan club, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I guess I'll just.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to tell a little story about Raleigh I went to. Raleigh, and this actually relates to fitness. So it doesn't relate to God, but you know, we can keep it kind of within the realm. Let's be honest, everyone. Let's be honest. How unqualified am I to be on this right now? Dom had this on for his own sick pleasure. This wasn't for the theme. This wasn't for the agenda. This isn't for Dom. This is like Dom literally just, this is a fuck it Hail Mary moment for Dom. So I am going to utilize that. I got to fill my role, guys. So I'm sorry, my hands are tied. I got to fill my role. You know, Dom is my friend. So just to tie it a little bit into fitness, I went to Raleigh recently. So I stayed in this mountain house on
mountain house. Oh shit.
Mountain house. Yeah. Did a little bit of mountain hijinks.
Oh,
excuse me. I'm so sorry about that, ladies.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Going to this mountain house. We get to the mountain house. We drink like fishes the first night. It's me and my whole family, all my cousins and shit, my cousin's husband, and drink like fishes. Then I pass out. Wake up the next morning to a knock on my door.
Oh yeah.
It's my cousin Katie. My cousin Katie is what I would describe as the crust of the earth. You know, just I would say the crunch of the earth, because crust implies that, you know, she walks around in a Grateful Dead loincloth and goes to Woodstock every year. You know, she's a mother of 2 children, so I'm gonna say the crunch of the earth. She's just into essential oils. We're at that stage with her. She's into essential oils, but she is going to teach her children how to speak. So we're at that stage with her. She's the crunch, like a crunch a buncha.
There we go, crunch. Yeah. There we go. Little popcorns and shit.
Little popcorns, little kettle corn. She knocks on my door, knock, and I'm, you know, speaking of crust, I got crust of Jameson on my eyes as I open up.
Sounds like a good night.
She goes, wake up, Ryan, Santa's here. And I skyrocket out of bed like I'm 8 years old again. Like something in me just skyrockets me out of bed. But guess what? Santa wasn't there. You know what was there? A 4-hour hiking trip. That's what was there. Not Santa. Ryan had to confront his body mass.
4 hours?
4 hours.
That doesn't even sound fun to me.
Oh, it was a nightmare. I hated it. So I get out. We drive out to this place. I'm with her husband. My 2 other cousins and her. We get to this place. Now we get out of the car. And we see this lady that gets out of the place. We drive up to the mountain trail and we get out and we're trying to decide which trail to take, right? So we're looking at both trails. We don't know dick, we're 2 fucking blowjobs from New York, we don't know what we're doing. So we get out of the car and we see this lady rolls up. This lady rolls up in what I could describe as the Wild Thornberrys caravan.
Oh my god!
She rolls up. She's one with the mountains. Mother Gaia walked out of the car.
It was a big RV, just like a massive fucking Donnie in the
Walked
background.
Yeah. She had a kid with a mental disorder that walked out. There was an autistic kid. There was a monkey. There was, yeah.
Fuck.
Donnie had autism.
Oh man.
So,
oh my gosh! I
You're
don't know if we can make these jokes now anymore. I don't even know. I'm leaving them in, but I don't know if we can make these jokes anymore.
I'll make them. It's all right. So rolls up. It's in my act anyway. Yeah, I'll get canceled. So,
that's why I love you.
I need a reason to leave my job anyway. I gotta go full frontal with the comedy somehow. I'm making way too much money. I gotta stop. So he pulls up. Right, she gets out of the car. I swear to God, the Lion King soundtrack played in the background. She gets out of the car and it goes, she holds up her staff like Rafiki. She has a staff, just like Rafiki. 2 dogs pour out of the car.
Oh, yeah.
And she walks up to us and she goes, how can I help you? We didn't even ask her for help. So she's talking to us. We go, well, listen, miss. You look like you're one with the trails. What trail should we take? So she's like, this one is really tough. This one's really lighter. And she's just going on and on. And then my cousin's husband gets out of the car.
Oh, man.
Now let's give you background on him.
Oh,
my cousin's husband gets out of the car. And he's not, I don't want to say fat, but he's just got that working class gut. He just has that, like, for every grout he's laid down, it just adds to the mass. He's just got that sleeves rolled up working class gut. As soon as he gets out of the car, she looks directly at him, and I'm the only one that sees this. It's just me and my cousin's husband that sees this. Looks directly at him, and she goes, oh, you should go on the other one. The other one would be too tough for you. And I'm just like,
she said that to his face?
She might as well have just went to his face. So she said that to my cousin Katie. She turns to him, then says that to my cousin Katie, and we just go, okay, we'll do the other one, and we walk around. So we're walking silent. I'm not saying a word. I don't even say that I see this because I want to see what happens. I want to see.
Of course, you got to watch the movie.
I got to watch the movie. So we're walking, and we're just like, we're silent for 15 minutes, and then like he just goes, yo, did anyone see that fucking bitch look directly at me when she said that we couldn't handle that trail? And it's just, and everyone just like ignores him. Ignores him. Nobody even says anything because we know like how to deal with them by now. And then we're just walking. Another 15 minutes go by, and he goes, "Yo, that lady was a piece of fucking work. I was an Eagle Scout. I don't fucking know what she's talking about." And then we're just walking. I'm crying, laughing. I'm walking like I laugh every time he says it because he's one of the funniest fucking people I've ever met in my life. Just that dry humor, that dry Southern humor. And we get 45 minutes into the trail. 45 minutes. We're all dry heaving. You know, things are coming out of my lungs that I didn't know were possible.
Oh, I imagine.
Like, and then he just goes, all right, maybe she was right. That's it. He just goes, all right, maybe she was right.
Damn.
My fucking cousin Katie just goes, Steven, shut up. And she just says it just like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. She was just like, that's it. That lady was right.
That broke the fucking camel's back. Oh my
That was
gosh,
what.
dude.
And then I
Oh,
knew I had to move there.
well, I mean, you're about to have some sick times over there, man. I haven't been there. I
Yeah.
have I have some family in like in Greenville, North Carolina, and I've been over there a couple times, but I've
Ooh,
never
I
been to
love
Raleigh
Greenville.
before. But there, I don't think it's not really mountainous where I was. It's just like real like country-ish, and like some of the places don't have like street lights. That was like a big like oh shit when I went there for the first time. But like I got a lot of family there, so like it's dope. Go to get some food and just like vibe out and shit. So
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome. But North Carolina is definitely a different breed of just humans over there, though.
Yeah. They're humans. I went to this town called Asheville, North Carolina, and I was like, oh, I actually want to move here. And they had like these like microbreweries and shit. They had a fudge factory.
A
You
fudge
know,
factory?
first of all, that's as white as it gets. It's having a fucking fudge factory. The fucking that's some fucking. You might as well have a mayonnaise plant
I
at
know,
that
right?
point.
Fucking creme brulee and shit.
An escargot factory. You know, like
A fondue fountain.
yeah, fondue fountain. Let's do brunch. You know, that's just some bullshit like that. I loved it there. Just North Carolina is just dope in general. I just loved the people there were so much nicer. You know, I found myself getting frustrated with people because they were just like, people move with no purpose down there, but it's like there is a purpose because it's a greater good purpose where it's like, I'm just enjoying my life, but like I can't think of that because I'm never happy. And I can't comprehend it. Like I always have a mission. I have a goal. I have a place to get to.
That's how I
And
feel out here too, though. When I'm walking around
yeah,
Cali, I'm like, I gotta go somewhere, and people are just like,
yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like I'm trying to walk, and then like I'm black, it's like I'm walking fast, and I'm like, fuck. They're like, what the
yes,
fuck she's doing? And I'm like, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm just trying to fucking go somewhere. Get the fuck
yes,
out of my way.
yeah. Yeah, you got to deal with that other layer where it's like, oh god, do I have to go on Instagram Live and carrying you? You know, like you have to deal with that other layer. You know, this could be my current moment. I'll tell you what, man. Every time I fucking walk into a place, I walked into the CVS the other day, and this guy walked in brazenly confident without a mask, and I was watching him like a hawk, and I was like, is this my viral moment? Do I get to film this man? And then act like a social justice warrior? Do I get to jerk myself off when I get home? Am I going to suck my own dick today? Is this the day that my mouth makes it to my cock? Is this finally the day? And I looked at it, and he just like, he walked in, and this lady walks up to him, and she just goes, hey, you got to go get your mask, bud. She says it like a toddler. She says that to him. Like she might as well got on her knees. Hey, bud, we got to go get our mask because there's a virus out there. We got to go get our mask. It's in your car. Go get it. And there was just this long pause, and I'm like,
This is it.
I'm like this on my. I'm like, where's the camera feature? Like I can never remember where my camera is, and he just goes, okay. Says it just like that. Like he was thinking about having his breakout moment, but he must have known that I was looking, man.
Ready with the camera.
I was ready to have that filming sensation. I was ready to have that moment.
That I don't know why they fucking do that shit, man. Like
I know.
I just never feel like I would never feel the need to tell someone what to do with their own life, regardless. Like, because even if like you're like, even if someone else has the virus, if you have a mask on, it's supposed to protect you. So why the fuck would you even talk to someone? Like, I don't. To me, it just makes any sense. Doesn't make any sense to fucking be a social justice warrior on that type of shit. But I don't know. I'm not a Karen. I'm just fucking dumb.
Everybody wants their mouth to reach their dick. We wouldn't talk to girls anymore if we could suck our own dicks. So everybody's reaching for that where they're like, they're doing crunches. Why do you do crunches? You do it to suck your own dick. Be honest. That's what we're doing.
Yo,
so
I love you, man. Oh my God.
That's what liberals want. I mean, like, and I am liberal. I just registered Democrat today. I was registered as independent for the longest time. So I'm like, ooh, both parties suck. Like, I'm woke. I understand that both parties sucks. Like, what a revolutionary idea. Now, you know, you got Hitler and Stalin. You know, maybe Stalin's a little bit better. You got Hitler's the Republicans, Stalin's the Democrats. You know, I'm gonna register Democrat. You know, maybe I could get Bernie in or something rather than Kamala Harris. It's all just picking like who's gonna throw you in an unmarked van. You know,
It is. Who's gonna fuck you the worst?
You know, who's gonna fuck? Who do I want to be fucked by? Who am I the most attracted to? You know, Kamala Harris. She's got a nice little body. You know, she's you know, that's what I'm looking for here.
I literally came in this podcast with like no game plan. I was just like, bro, I don't know where we're gonna go. It's just
nowhere to go.
But with you, man, I'm like, yo, just let him do his thing. Like that's why you got to be a comedian. Like you literally, I don't know what other role you're supposed to fulfill in life because like you have to be a comedian. Like
I'm telling you, man. So the way with me, man, is just that like I keep fucking playing. So there's two ways you can go in life, right? You can go the artistic route or you can go in the way where you follow the capitalism route, right?
mm-hmm.
So you can go in the route, you know, I see you as the artistic route.
Yeah.
You know, I know that you're doing like physical stuff, you know, you're a personal trainer, but you got this podcast and like I just see you as a creative mind and I feel like you're giving what you're meant to give to the world, right? And then you got me, who is a remarkable underachiever. I've always been such an underachiever. I've always been able to manipulate the system to suit myself. You know, it's my own worst enemy. You ever hear the term "too smart for your own good"? I'm too stupid for my own good, in a way, where I'm able to manipulate the system. You know, I'm thriving in a company in a field where I have no business being in. I'm in like pharmaceuticals. You know, I have a journalism degree. You know, the people I went to school with make fucking $35,000 a year, and now I make more than my high school teachers, which is a great fuck you to my high school teachers.
A great
who thought I would be in prison. That's great. That's great. That's
Take
great.
that, Cherry Elise.
Love to send that to Dr. Obrisa, but you know. Dr. Obrisa used to drive by me. So me and Dom went to high school together. I'll give you a little background here. So me and Dom used to go to high school together. And we had this principal called Dr. Obrisa. And his voice basically sounded like Tales from the Crypt. It just sounded like he just.
It low-key did though.
Whenever he got on the announcement, like he would only deliver bad news. So he would go.
He would though. He would only deliver bad news though, for real.
Here you go. I'm gonna do a Dr. Obrisa impression. I don't do impressions much, but I'm gonna do it. Today, 10 baby seals were clubbed to death in an act of cowardice. Today, we hang our heads and mourn the baby seals that were clubbed to death by a rapist. This is Dr. Obrisa, and have a great day. And that would be every announcement. Every time I get on, I'm waiting for 9/11 2.0 every time he fucking gets on the mic.
I don't want to laugh, but it's so fucking true.
It's so true.
I only came home with bad shit happening.
He announced death. It was the death. He was the fucking crypt. He was the Grim Reaper from Billy and Mandy. He was. I don't know what to do with this guy. And so, where was I even going with this?
Journalism high school degree.
Journalism high school underachievement. I'm a piece of shit. Dr. Obrisa announced children's death. Okay, got it. So, so I have this problem where I don't want to call it too smart for my own good because I really don't think I'm that smart. You know, I'm wearing a fucking tie-dye t-shirt and a Rolling Stones hat right now. You know, obviously I'm not the fucking cream of the crop here. But
the vibes, man.
Yeah, I'm on a vibe. So I have this thing where I'm really good at getting by on my communication skills alone. You know, there's a term that people like to say, which is fake it till you make it. And that's kind of how I've lived my life, right? You know, I'm going to tell a very funny story right now.
Oh, please.
So I've never told this on a podcast. So I'm from New York, right? I grew up in Long Island, New York. I grew up in Nassau County. It's a county right outside of Queens, right outside the city. I grew up in a coastal town called Massapequa on the South Shore. In preschool, I got kicked out of 2 preschools for beating the shit out of kids.
God damn.
So I remember a specific time I was going on this slide, and this kid looked at me and he said, "You can't use that slide. That's my slide." And without even thinking, I didn't even think to discuss it. I hit this kid in the face as hard as I can, and I'm punching him while he's on his back down the slide. Basically, menace to society.
Just fucked him up, just like.
Fucking asshole. But asshole thing to do, jerk off thing to do. And I punched him in the slide. So they kicked me out of 2 preschools. And you know what they do? They put me in a kid I'm trying to politically correct this.
I know this is gonna be rough. I
They
I
put
mean,
me,
it is. You're welcome. Whatever you gotta
and
say, you gotta say.
I'm bailing on it. And now I'm bailing on it. They put me in a retarded kids kindergarten. So I was in a kindergarten with kids like, there was a kid named Michael who every day I would walk into the kindergarten and he would pick up 2 toy cars. He would pick up one in his right hand, he'd pick up one in his left hand, and he would shake his hands around like this. And he would go, ow, 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 ow. And I would watch him all day. And I loved it. I loved being in this kindergarten. I didn't know what like disabilities were, and I didn't know like mental
Of course, you're
disorders
young.
because I didn't know. I didn't know, you know. So I'm in this kindergarten. I'm watching everybody going on. You know, and people struggle with disorders, all that shit. You know, it's just a story, guys. Relax. So I'm watching the kid run around, and then they look at me and they're like, "This kid doesn't have like a mental disability. He's just a fucking prick." Like that's what they said. They looked at me and they're like, and this is when like ADHD was getting prescribed to kids because this is the 90s. So in the 90s, you know, we always want to give our kids meth because that's going to make them feel better. You know, amphetamine, dextroamphetamine, you know, Adderall, all that shit. You know, meth will cure it. You know, as long as it's made in a lab, they'll be fine. We'll give them meth. Meth solves everything. That's the root of every Florida man article. But we'll give it to kids. So they integrate me into this regular classroom, right? I'm in this regular class, and they were like, and I'm doing fine. You know, I'm just a prick. I'm just a prick fucking kid. You know, some
Of
kids are
course.
just shitty. They're shitty fucking kids. You know, parents told their kids not to hang out with me, rightfully so. It's a miracle I'm not in prison. You know, I run a team of 20 people in a fucking corporate job. That's ridiculous. But somehow that's that fake it till you make it, you know?
It is.
Most of my fucking graduates from my kindergarten graduates are probably in a loony bin. You know, they're probably racking back and forth like Danny DeVito and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, they're probably like, they're nuts. So I get integrated into this regular class, right? I'm in this regular class of kids. You know, I'm fine. Somehow I got it together, but I'm always itching to get back into the Twilight Zone. I want to get back into the crazy class because I love it. I want to see what Michael will do next. I want to see him grab those toy cars. I want to see him run around. So I'm like pretending kind of to like that, like I want to get back in, and they're like, Ryan, you just have ADHD because that was the 90s, guys. So the 90s, you know, that was the ADHD craze. I see it coming a second wind, and I'm gonna get into another rant here, which is the difference between millennials and Zoomers.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
I fucking
I'm here for it.
I hate millennials. I love Zoomers.
Really?
Love Zoomers. Zoomers just want to watch it all burn, and they're fine with it. Millennials are like, oh, I have ADHD. You know, I go through a lot of stuff. Like, I have ADHD. And this is me personally. I have ADHD to the point where I was put in a class with people with very visible mental disabilities. Very visible, like, I'm talking like there's the spectrum and then there's the Twilight Zone. They were on the Twilight Zone. They're off the spectrum. They're like Michael took 2 toy cars and ran away, like in circles every day, like clockwork. So I was in a class with those kids, so I can have a little authority to say, you know, if ADHD is bullshit. Here's the deal, man. ADHD, you know, people have it to varying degrees. I'm not trying to be ignorant towards it. You know, some people need the medication. I don't think it's beneficial. I think that you should learn to harness it. For ADHD, that is not for depression medication. Some people need Zoloft. Some people need that. I work in pharmaceutical, guys. I know this shit. But I'm saying for me, the best thing that I did for me personally, and maybe this will give you strength in some fucked up way. I could be a fucking motivational speaker on
You could,
this,
man.
but then that's fucked. But anyway, that's fucked. So what I found for myself, you know, I did really well in school for elementary school and middle school because I was medicated, but I wasn't the same person. You know, there was cracks in my personality. You know, I was like a popular, funny kid in middle school, but I didn't feel like one. You know, I didn't feel like I was funny. I didn't feel like I was like liked by anyone. Like I didn't know who was my friend And I would say that, and I had tons of friends. Like looking back on it, I had plenty of friends. I was always like a well-liked kid. I had a ton of friends, but I didn't think of it that way because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin with that. I was medicated. I was neutered. I was like neutralized, and I was a shell of a human being, and I stopped taking it in high school. I stopped taking the synthesized meth that I was taking, and then developed a coke habit like an adult later in life. Like an adult. So I'm joking. So I stopped taking the synthesized meth, and I bombed high school. I was called King Goon in high school. That was my nickname.
You're still on my phone as King Goon.
Yeah, I'm still on his phone. And we're adults. We're past 25. We pay taxes. We pay our own rent and stuff. Like we're adults. And I'm saved in his phone as King Goon. That's not good. Not good. So not good. Just to give you a frame of reference, what meth withdrawal is like. I'm still saved in a guy I grew up with's phone as King Gun, and that was a product of my meth withdrawal. But what I'm saying, guys, if Dom could gather himself.
Trying to so bad. I'm really trying. I'll be good. Holy shit. I'm good. Oh, my eyes.
Yeah. So, listen, man. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to ADHD, people are all different, right? People are different. I'm not fucking trying to, I'm probably, I'm not going to be ultra politically correct on this one, right? We're just having fun. We're joking around. I'm a comedian, right? We joke around.
It's comedy. It's comedy. You're good.
It's comedy. So, what I do want to say is the best thing that ever made the best decision in my life was getting off of those meds. Because, I did bomb high school. I graduated with 1.4 GPA. I am saved in his phone to this day as King Goon. These are all bad things that happen as opposed to my withdrawal from meth, which is essentially what stop taking that medication is. And then I got into college, right? So I get into college and I'm working at a warehouse, right? And when I was working at a warehouse, I've been working full-time since I was 16, right? So I came into my senior year of high school making more money than my substitute teachers were making. And I was friends with people my teacher's age. I walked in and I was still treated like a student, and I felt some type of way about it, because I was already in the real world at 16. I was already I had self-insurance. I had health insurance with my job. I had all this shit. And I just had this chip on my shoulder because I was already fucking, unhinged. I was Ryan unhinged, essentially.
You were.
And, we had a lot of good times from it. It was very fun with Ryan unhinged. But, I didn't do as well academically because of it, right? So I get into my freshman year of community college. And I'm in community college. Keep in mind, this is 13th grade. I'm in by BCC, Burlington Community College, it's 13th grade. Let's call it what it is.
That's exactly what it is. CCC over here, same thing, community
college
gang.
What different county, same shit.
Same shit, 13th grade.
Same shit, different county. So I get into CCC, and I am bombing my classes. So I come in, this is how stupid I am. I come into this college and I'm like, I'll get it together in college. I'll get it together. Then I graduated with a 1.4 GPA. Why would I get it together in 6 months' time? What are you, stupid, Ryan? Why would you get that together? So I go into there and I'm bombing. I'm on academic probation. I'm on academic probation in a special ed class, essentially. Like 13th grade is, come on, you're riding the short bus. So I'm in fucking academic probation in community college, which is the easiest fucking thing in the world. I mean, be honest with yourselves. It's the easiest thing in the world. You shouldn't feel that accomplished if you got an associate's. I mean, good for you. You're better in your life, but it's a fucking joke. I'm a moron, and I did it with my eyes closed. I'm not smart. I'm not smart. So I bomb, and then I'm thinking about dropping out. I'm thinking about dropping out of school. I'm thinking about going full time in the warehouse. I'm getting groomed to be a supervisor. Nice, cushy, like $50K a year job, health insurance, all that stuff. So I tell my boss, I'm like, listen, thinking about dropping out. All right. He calls me into his office. This guy changed my life. I'm telling you. Calls me into his office. Little short guy named Ron. He used to have this little Wheaton Terrier, which is the same dog that I grew up with, Shamrock. I don't know if you've ever met
I
Shamrock.
don't think I met Shamrock.
Oh, he was the best. He was like me as a dog. He was the best. He was just the happiest fucking dog ever. He was just me, but not on meth. That's the best way to put it. So I didn't get my dog meth, guys. So I go into his office, and he's like, I'll pay you for this. I just want to have a conversation with you. He just tells me what he did with his life. And this is a guy that's a vice president of a company. This is a guy that makes a lot of money, makes a lot more money than I make now. I'm only 27 years old. What the fuck do I know? So he tells me what he did with his life, and something in me clicked. And it wasn't something medication could do. It wasn't something anything could do. It wasn't something public schooling could do. It wasn't that. The best way to have your moment where you change your entire mentality, you can't pick it almost. It's something that you can't pick. And I know this is like kind of like a spiritual podcast, and I'm getting a little real here, but
that's good, man. That's
that
deep.
was the moment of me. And I just want to say, like, anybody who is feeling like they're helpless or they're in a rut, your time will come. And this is kind of gets to the point where, like, I can be open about God and I can be open about that stuff, but I'm not completely, because the whole Catholic thing, Catholic is probably one of the worst religions you could fucking be raised in, because it's just so judgmental and all that shit,
Definitely a lot of pressure in there.
Yeah. And it was just that moment where everything clicked. So just to frame this for you guys, I went from the academic probation. So I'm on academic probation, 13th grade. Ryan's literally dunce cap in the corner, Ryan. Dunce cap in the corner, Ryan. And now I went from the dean's list to the next year.
Holy
so
shit.
It's not really like I was an idiot, like I can't understand, college or anything. College is following orders. Unless you're going to school to be a lawyer, dude. And that's a whole nother story, man. If you're going to school to be a lawyer or a doctor, that's something that requires this baseline intelligence that I don't have. I know I don't have it. Like, I did a mock trial for one of my friends who were going to law school, and it was more work than like all of my 5 courses combined for journalism. So I don't have the drive to do that. Bow down to you guys who can be lawyers, or women and men, who can be lawyers, who can be, doctors. We need you, and God bless you. I don't fucking know how to do that shit. But if you want to get your basic degree, you want to get your liberal arts degree, you want to get your fucking journalism degree, you gotta want it. You need that fire. Unless you're somebody that can be just a drone and follow the motions, but never think that's a measure of your intelligence. I see a lot of people walking around with their degrees. They're like, oh, well, I'm better than these people because they don't even have a degree. You're a fucking drone. You're a drone. I could tell you what, you're more of a drone than I am. If somebody goes to college for the right reason, you could tell. You could talk to them. They'll have that moment where they went through that transition, or they just always knew what they wanted to be. Some people are just fucking super soldiers. My friend Justin Capek, that guy was a U.S. Army fucking Ranger. This guy was like a machine, and he went to school to be a lawyer, and he was still not satisfied with himself. He would say to me, like, I look up to you sometimes. And I'm like, what are you, stupid? But you're not, because you're going to school to be a lawyer, so I'm stupid. So it's all like, never judge anyone else's past. This is a lot of time that's passed without comedy. I'm sorry, guys.
Bro, but this is like half my shit anyway, though. So like, this is like,
I gotta fill in a time slot here.
It still fits in. Like the uplifting stuff still fits in too.
Yeah. I just want to say, guys, always trust your process, and your journey is always going to be different than someone else's.
That's facts.
But never look at yourself as better than anyone else. That's what I'm saying.
Super facts.
Constantly telling myself I'm a piece of shit. I have imposter system out the fucking wazoo. I barely know what I do for a living. I keep getting recommended for another jobs. I'm gonna get another promotion in 3 months. It's already fucking locked in. It's so stupid. I make way more money than I deserve. I'm an idiot. And you know what? I still appreciate my journey, and I know that there is a plan for me. I don't know if it's God. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm not even convinced yet. I don't know what it is. But all I'm going to say, guys, is college is not a measure of intelligence. Always believe in your own journey and never compare yourself to anyone else.
Damn.
Those are my 3
Damn.
things.
Just dropped 3 fucking bombs like that, man. I didn't know.
That's
I
it.
didn't know I was getting a motivational shade day too. Fuck
I know.
yeah.
You can get them both. You can get them both.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I never even had this O'Shea before. That's
I
just the
know.
power of the microphone, I guess.
I know. But yeah, let Dom talk. I want Dom to tell me about yourself and
Yeah, man.
take
Well,
the league a little bit.
I mean, I was gonna take it after that anyway, but yeah,
Thank
dude,
you.
this. I was just like I said, man. I'm just a big fan, man. I wanted to see what you can do, but I mean, that's why I'm all about the motivational shit too, man. Because there's a lot of things like I didn't do good in school either. Like I was a fucking shit student my entire life. I had graduated like a 2.4 GPA or some shit like that. Like no one even fucking. You wouldn't think so the way I am. Like people think
You
I'm
were
way smarter than I am.
1.0 higher than me.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like you have no idea. Like I went to community college. Like I
Pretty
just
smart guy.
I just wanted to save some money and did some things. I didn't even get into the college that I applied to. I applied to Rutgers Camden, bring it full circle. But I didn't get in the first time when I applied after high school, which is like hilarious. You know what I mean? Like the little shit like that, like, oh man, you can't do shit. But like really you can. The whole world tells you you're not gonna be shit if you're a shit student, but like that system's only made for certain types of people that do certain type of thing. You know what I mean? If the whole world was like if all sports were basketball, if you were an amazing football player or a tennis player, then you wouldn't be a good basketball player though. You know what I mean? It's like the system's always going to change, and
Brilliant way to put it.
You're not going to fit into the system that they try to put you into.
I love
So
that.
you just got to find the one that works best for you, and your process might be different than someone else's, but everyone has like a thing that they can be like a best form of themselves, even if society is telling you not to. I was watching this Kanye video, and he was talking about like
yes, we got to talk about Kanye.
Yeah,
Go on,
Kanye's
though. I can't believe we made it like an hour without Kanye.
I know.
I can't stop thinking about him pissing on that Grammy.
That was a great moment in fucking time.
Iconic. He's my hero. He's my hero.
Bro, I talk about Kanye like
real quick, audience. Me and Dom share this very deep love for Kanye West together. Go on, though.
Amazing.
I just want to say we have he's my hero. He's my idol.
I love him.
I love him as a person. He is the most beautifully flawed human being of all time. Go ahead, Dom.
That is exactly how I feel.
He's a gift to the world.
He is, and like no matter what people say, like how controversial he is, I'm like I still love him. Like I can't. No matter what he does, I'm like I still love him. Yeah. Like he can't. I don't. No matter what happens, I'm like, yo, he always inspires me to be a better person.
It's like Gold Digger. It's like Gold Digger. I don't care what none of y'all say. I still love her.
That's facts. That's facts. Like
he's a line for everything.
I'm a Kanye stan all the way. But he was doing this. He was talking about he was saying it was in the clip. He was like, yo, some people see it as like they say 2 + 2 = 5. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, yo, when you're a visionary, you see it as like 2 + 2 is 5, but then 2 minus 3 is -1, and 3 + 3. He said it better than I did. But basically, he was saying that like you might see the one thing one way, but then if you're super or whatever, you'll see it a whole bunch of different ways, and then like you're both not wrong, but like you're both just seeing things differently. Yeah. And that was like, yo, that's exactly why he is multi-genius, That's it. Like, that's because he's fucking Kanye. Now, how do you feel about him trying to be president?
He's the only one running that isn't a rapist.
That ain't a fucking lie. That ain't a fucking lie.
I mean, I'm voting Biden like I voted Hillary. I'll tell you what, man. Voting for the first time, I voted for Hillary Clinton. That was the first time I ever voted. Voting for the first time was like losing my virginity. It was awkward. It was painful, and I cried in the shower for hours after I did it.
You didn't feel too good after it, huh? Yeah,
no, I hated it.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
Trump. I mean,
it's like
I'm not like annoying hating Trump. Some people are fucking annoying how much they hate Trump.
It's like a thing. Like it's more of like it's not even about him. It's more about the bonding of just like talking about it, which I'm just like, it's not even good energy.
It's sucking your own dick. We're all trying to reach. We're trying to get our mouths. We're trying to unhinge our jaws. We're not snakes, guys. We're all trying to get to the tip of our dicks, and we just can't do it. That's what it is. Circle jerks. Oh, I hate Trump. Oh, you hate Trump. Okay. That's your baseline for measure of like no shit.
but I think that it definitely is like that now, man. Like there's so much shit that like people just want to join to just hate for, like, it's just cool to be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whether it's a fuck Trump shirt or like a fuck Biden shirt, whatever it is, people just wait. There's way too much like of a thing to be like, yeah, just like fuck the other person, even if it doesn't benefit the actual thing you're trying to support. If they spend more time like hating on the fucking whatever the other person is, as opposed to being better or supporting the other person they're trying to support. So I don't get that shit either. That's why I kind of like, I'm just low key at all the political shit, like it's whatever. But with Kanye running, I think it's super cool that he's trying to run. The thing is, I don't think I want him to be president, only because I don't know what he's going to do. Like he might say some shit that like
you shouldn't vote for him.
No, I wouldn't vote.
I mean,
for
I
him.
kind of will. Like, let's see what happens.
But
dude, he pissed on a Grammy.
He did.
That's, come on.
He did. He's next level. But like
He's
everything I love about him is everything I'm like kind of scares the shit out of me. You know what I mean? For that role. So it's like one of those things where like, damn, like I love that he's running. I'm like, I'm all about him taking the chance, fucking do whatever you can, like fuck yeah, believe in yourself. Then I'm like, let's just say he did win. Like, what's him gonna stop saying some crazy shit to like China, Russia, North Korea? He'll just like he's gonna yay no matter what. Which is everything that I love.
Hold on. Let me pitch an idea to you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for a Vladimir Putin and Kanye West mixtape?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he may actually try to pitch that. You know what I mean? Like, the world leaders.
What about Comrades in Paris? I just thought of that.
That's
Comrades in Paris.
That's pretty good. But yeah, man, it's just fucking nuts. And I really want Donda to come out too, man. Like,
oh, fucking Donda. I didn't like Jesus Is King.
No,
I like some of it. I think Yandi would have been a lot better of an album. You know, all the Yandi Eeks were so fucking fire.
All of them were insane.
Just like, we got everything we need. Do, 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 do. Like, but that was like, I liked the other song better. It was like, girl, you owe it to yourself.
I don't know what made him. I mean, I guess as far as like the spiritual thing, like Jesus is King is better than Yandi as far as like a message of positivity. But like, I wanted Yandi.
He wants to remaster all of his albums to like have no curse words.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a bit much.
That's so stupid.
But I do like the fact that like I like he's doing his fight for his masters now. Like that's fucking amazing.
Yes, because he wants to give it to his children.
Yeah, that's so fucking dope. Like,
you're guys. I just want to interrupt real quick. You're talking like this was the natural progression of this podcast, which was this is going to divulge in. These are probably two of the biggest Kanye West fans on the planet.
Yeah.
In one Zoom meeting together.
It really is
right now. Like I'm getting emotional talking about him right now. Because I really want the best for him for everything he does, and I will always protect him, and I will always back him. And Dom feels the same.
Same here. I'll always have his back, man. If you put the hat on, I was like, bro. If you put the Trump hat, I was like,
whatever. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, I don't agree, but I'll see what you have to say.
I'm like, you can vote. You can
vote.
What
you have to say.
You can vote how you want to vote, man. Like, it's not my choice.
That's how I feel. Yep. Yeah. I don't agree, but let's see where it goes. I'll protect you. I'll protect you.
Always. Yep. And it's just like, man, he's just a fan, man. Like,
I adore him.
Pissing on a Grammy was fucking nuts, though. And then tweeting his contract. I was like, this is next level shit.
Oh,
like,
I made a fake Twitter account recently where I was just like tweeting random shit. Like I started making this fake Twitter. Guys, I'm going to shout out my Twitter real quick.
Shout it out.
I'm going to shout out. I don't even remember what it is. Hold on. Oh, my Twitter name for guys, and this is anonymous, but it's I Have Documents. That's my Twitter name. Like my most recent, like one of my tweets was like, oh, your Mercury is in retrograde. That's great. Beautiful. What's your OnlyFans? And that's like one of mine. Because I do like Facebook. Like a lot of times, like I post statuses on Facebook that are like me trying out bits for when I take to the stage. But when
you
I
need
do
a Twitter though, you like
I wanted Twitter where like I can be unhinged because like obviously my dream, guys, is to just do comedy for a living. Like I don't want to fucking work at a corporate job, you know. I got to go kind of anonymous here.
Oh, you do. You're right.
You know, I work in like a field where like I do like help people get affordable medication and shit. Like I don't want to get into my job too much, but like I do like actually work in a job that I can kind of feel good about. You know, it's kind of trying to manipulate the American healthcare system, and that's like my job. Which is fucked, by the way. Bernie 2020. So I really want to break out of the corporate world because I want to be able to say whatever I want, like whenever I want. Like I do have this thing where like I keep being able to get away with saying things, but I know that's gonna run out until I can just make a career in comedy. And that's like what I want to do. Like I want to make my money by doing comedy. Yeah, so I am going to run the circuit when I go to Raleigh. I'm probably going to do one more set when I go to Philly. First person I ever did stand up with, by the way, Sean Glenn. He was on the podcast.
Yes,
Shout out to Sean Glenn. I'm going to tell that story real quick. Me and Sean Glenn I used to live in North Philly, which is the trenches. I used to live in the hood of North Philly. I lived there for 3 years. I went to Temple University College. I graduated with a bachelor's there. I know you're all very impressed with me, and I thank you for your impressedness.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Shout out to me. And we got very drunk, and we stumbled into this random bar, and we heard as we walked into the bar that there was an open mic upstairs. So we get upstairs, and there's this guy completely bombing upstairs doing bad on the open mic. So I heckle him off a stage, which is very mean. I shouldn't have done that.
You heckled him. He left the stage because you heckled him that bad?
So I heckled him really – yeah. Hold on. Don't spoil it. I don't even know if you know this story. So I heckled him. I don't even know what I said. But he threw the mic on the ground pathetically, and it was really sad looking back on it, and he stormed off stage. He didn't even try to give it back to me. And then everyone looked at me, and they were like, you got to go on stage. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll go on stage. And then I was like, Sean, you got to go on stage too. So Sean also went on stage. We both killed, both of us. Sean also killed.
What'd you come in with? Do you remember anything you said?
First thing, the bit that I did, the one that I really remember, and trust me, guys, my act's gotten a lot better. You should check me out sometime. But my first bit was animals in the city are a lot different than animals in the suburbs. When I walk out on my front yard, deer scatter in every direction and literally shit their pants all over my lawn. But last night, I called in an escort for a raccoon that walked me home at 2 a.m. in the morning. So, like, I literally had a raccoon walking me side by side. That walked me through, and that just killed. And then, and this was all shit that I hadn't written really. Like, this was just off the top of my head. Much like this podcast, guys. I feel like I'm better on podcasts. Like, I don't really like writing. Like, I like just being free to do what I do. And this is all my laziness and incompetence, really, is I just like to freely speak. If I could get, like, hired and paid to just have a podcast with, like, Dom, where me and him just like rant at each other all day, like I would fucking adore that.
That'd be a great fucking
I would be
life.
On a fucking plane to LA right now or San Diego right now.
That'd be a great fucking
I'd
show.
live with the guy,
like,
you know.
Just fucking oh my gosh.
Living the glory days, bro. But yeah, that was the first time I did stand up. I did it a couple times after that. And then I fell out of it for a while, but I just recently started getting back into it. I've done a podcast before this too called Can We Talk First? With Brandon Morgenstein, which is another guy we've been to high school with.
Yes.
That was a really good podcast. I did that with Billy Jones, who's a rapper. That was a rapper from Philadelphia. But yeah,
shout out Billy Jones.
Shout out Billy Jones, guys. Look him up. Great rapper. Great music. Yeah, but I just want to do comedy full time. I do, but I just keep getting caught up in my work, like through my boring ass corporate job. And I do want to get back on stage because I think if I do like get discovered or something like that, man, it could lead to good things. Who knows, man? I don't even know how good I am. I don't think
I
of
think.
myself.
I mean, like I said, I'm always down to support you,
Yeah, I
bro.
mean, Dom's probably like my biggest fan. You know,
Bro, I
people have
am.
told me that I'm good, but like I don't think like guys, you got to realize like at the end of the day, I will never think of myself as this brilliant human being. You know, I'm going to share my life experiences. I'm gonna make a little goofs and gaffs. You know, I'm going to tell little jokes here and there. You think it's funny, great. You know, you think it's grossly offensive. You know, I did use the word retard a lot of times. You know, don't at me. But that's the way it goes.
That is how it fucking goes, man. You can't say shit anymore these days, man.
You can't.
There's
That's
so
why I
much
love
shit.
Zoomers. That's why I love Zoomers. Zoomers call things they don't like gay now. Remember that? We can't call things
Yeah,
gay anymore.
that was nuts because like there was so much shit I used to say. Like I was like, oh shit, like you definitely can't say that now. Like
It's not even like homophobic. Like we didn't say it from this homophobic intent.
we
I mean,
didn't.
like as a logical adult, you're not gonna hate anyone from any like the way you're born. Let's say you're transgender. You know, let's say you're gay. Let's say you're anything, any minority group at all. You know, if you're a logical, decent human being, you're not going to look down on them for it.
That's
It's
what I'm
just a
saying.
given. I think it's insulting to jerk yourself off for being like, well, I actually think black people should have equal rights. Like, duh,
I agree with that too.
obviously.
I
You
agree with that
know,
too.
I've never once had to fucking do damage control to you, Dom. They'd be like, oh, I'm actually not racist. I'm not going to insult you like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
insulting.
it is.
I
I've had
don't.
people who've talked to me and be like, oh man, like people I haven't even really talked to that much, like, yo man, like I understand like being black now, like I get it, like it's so crazy. And I'm like,
I
nah,
don't get
man,
it. I
bro,
don't.
like
You don't get it,
like
and it's fine.
I didn't even actually this conversation. Like I was just chilling, like I was just
Yeah,
talking about
you're
eating food.
chilling,
Like I'm just
and that's your experience. I don't even want to speak for your experience. It just, it's the whole sucking your own dick thing. Everyone's trying to suck their own dick. We don't have the cap. Unless you're a gymnast, you could suck your own dick. But you know, everybody wants to suck their own dick or lick their own clit or whatever they want to do. It's just like you can tell if someone's coming from a place of respect. You know, you could tell if someone's coming from a place of just the whole ally thing. Like if somebody's an ally, you know, that should be unsaid. You know, you go to the marches, you go to like the protest for police brutality. That's a great thing. But you don't need to constantly be apologizing. You just need to be there for the people. You don't have to act like you know what's going on. I can never relate to a black struggle because I'm not black. But I don't need to say that. I did just say it, but I'm just using it as an example.
yeah, you don't.
It's just, it's nothing that like I feel bad that it's happening, but I'm not gonna act with this fake like guilty thing. Like we need to change it. It's change time. It's not about like circle jerking yourself. Like, well, I think it's bad. Well, I think it's worse. Oh, well, I think it's bad. Oh, well, all white people should die because I think it's the worst. Like, it's just this fucking corny circle jerk. Like, actually fucking go to the protests, go to the marches, you know, ask how you can help tangibly. You know, I see it a lot. Like everybody's on this new wave where like they're against child sex trafficking. That's a good one. I see a lot of people on Facebook going like, well, I'm going to fucking kill my local pedophile. What are you, the Punisher? What are you, Batman? What? You're going to kill them? No, you're not. Just donate to organizations that are doing this. You know, go to local events that are making this happen. Don't fucking suck your own dick online.
It definitely how a lot of it is, man. Just like
Do it. I mean, I posted like one thing on Facebook. You know, I'm guilty of it too, man. I make jokes about the whole Black Lives Matter thing all the time, but it's not against the Black Lives Matter. It's against the police. I make a lot of jokes against the police lately. You know, I got cops in the family. You know, I've had a natural distrust of the police as somebody who's always broke the law, but I could, you know, as much as I've broken the law, the most black relationship with the police I could relate to is like Oprah Winfrey getting pulled over in her Lexus. You know, that's the closest I could get to fucking relating to black people. So I make a lot of jokes about the police. That's how I compartmentalize things personally. Is I make a joke out of it. But it is bullshit. Fucking like Michael Brown, dude. Fucking
It's some
Eric
bullshit,
Garner,
man.
dude. Choked out for a fucking Lucy. Do you know how many Lucy's I bought in my life? I smoke cigarettes, guys. I know this is getting into the non-health part of the podcast,
Hey, man.
but it's enraging. It is, even as a white man. But I don't want to get into the high horse of it. But just be there for it.
It is,
Don't
man.
don't jerk yourself off over it.
Time for a change, and just being realistic about things. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people just doing stuff because it looks cool, or like, it's just a lot. It's just not enough real tangible action between people. A lot of talking, not a lot of good communicating, not a lot of action that's taking
Tangible
place.
action.
And it's one of those things that, like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, we're trying to make better steps. The awareness is definitely good, but there's a lot of shit out there that just like people just doing it for the gram, basically. Like the videos I saw of people just like going to protest for pictures or like shit like that was like crazy. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just a wild time, man. Like people in some weird places, but you know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna fucking do?
I don't know. Burn down Target. We're gonna do it. I'm down. Fuck Target.
Oh my
Honestly, hit
gosh.
him where it hurts. Guys, I'm on a strong, violent protest platform right now, guys. I want you to violently protest, and I'm about it.
There we go.
I'm on the record.
Words from the king. You better watch out. They're gonna come at you with fucking. Your comments gonna be like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
you
it's all
shouldn't
gonna
have
be
done
white
this."
people. It'll be with the white people.
No, it really will be though. It
Hit
really,
him where it hurts.
it really
Honestly,
fucking will be, man.
how is violent protest like that? I love it when white people like quote Martin Luther King. That's the best when white people quote Martin Luther King, and they're like, "Oh, well, he didn't violently protest. Oh, but you shot him. You shot him. Oh, but he didn't violently protest, but you shot him in the head. Oh."
O'Shea, thank you so much for being on the show. If anybody wants to follow your Twitter, what was that name again? Well, like, do you want them to know the Twitter? I know we said it already, but like,
They could do it.
all
I
right, well,
have documents.
follow him at I Have Documents on Twitter.
And oh shit, it's O'Shea on
Instagram.
Instagram. It's oh shit. Hold on. Oh shit. So OHSHIT and then underscore it's O'Shea. So ITSOSHEA. Who cares? Don't even follow me. I don't care. I hate you all. Go fuck yourselves. Having
so
fun
much,
with my friend from childhood.
Oh my gosh, guys! Thank you so much for listening. O'Shea, thank you for being on. Guys, keep
Anytime,
it
brother.
up and take care.
Take care, guys.